Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and today's episode is going to be really special because we're talking about something that so many people struggle with: how to start learning English from zero.
Hey everyone, this is Bill. I'm super excited about today's topic. You know, Sarah, a lot of people feel nervous when they think about learning English from the very beginning. They think, it's too hard, or I can't do it.
Exactly, Bill. But the truth is, anyone can learn English, no matter their age, background, or starting level. What matters most is how you start and how you continue.
Right. And in this episode, we'll walk you through the first steps, what mindset you need, how to build simple habits, and what to focus on when you know absolutely nothing about English.
Yes. So if you've ever thought, I want to learn English, but I don't know where to begin, this episode is for you.
Stay with us till the end, because we'll also share some easy daily practices you can start using today, even if you only know a few words.
So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's start your English learning journey from zero to confident. Before we jump into vocabulary or pronunciation, let's talk about something even more important: your mindset.
Yes, because, Sarah, I think many beginners quit before they even really start. They say things like, my English is terrible, or I'm too old to learn.
Exactly. But that's just fear speaking. Every English learner, even native speakers when they were babies, started from zero. The key is to believe that you can learn one small step at a time.
That's true. You know, I always tell my students, English is not a mountain you climb in one day, it's a road you walk every day. Some days are fast, some are slow, but if you keep walking, you'll get there.
Beautifully said, Bill. And I think it's also important to enjoy the process. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Mistakes are not failures, they're lessons.
Absolutely. In fact, if you're making mistakes, that means you're actually trying, and that's how real learning happens.
Right. So instead of saying, I can't speak English, change it to, I'm learning to speak English. That small change in words makes a huge difference in motivation.
Yes, and for beginners, consistency is more important than perfection. You don't have to study for 3 hours a day. Even 10 minutes of listening, reading, or repeating can make progress if you do it every day.
That's such a great point. So, dear listeners, if you're starting from zero, remember this: be patient, be kind to yourself, and stay curious. Every single day you learn one new word, you're one step closer to fluency.
Exactly. So, build a positive mindset, believe in your journey, and remember it's never too late to start learning English.
Now that we've talked about mindset, let's move to the next step: understanding the basics. Bill, what do you think are the most important things for beginners to focus on first?
Good question, Sarah. I think many people try to jump straight into grammar or long sentences. But when you're starting from zero, the best place to begin is with the sounds of English, learning how words actually sound.
Yes, that's so true. Before you speak, you need to train your ears. Listen carefully to how English words are pronounced. Even learning the alphabet and the basic sounds can really help your confidence.
Exactly. For example, English has sounds that don't exist in many other languages, like the t huit sound in thank you or think. Beginners can practice just by repeating these sounds slowly every day.
Right. And it's also helpful to start learning very simple words things around you, like table, book, water, phone, door. These small words are the foundation of communication.
Yes, and you don't need to learn hundreds of words at once. Start with just 5 or 10 words a day. Use them in short phrases like, this is a book, I drink water, I open the door. Simple, but powerful.
Exactly. And here's a tip: don't worry about grammar at the beginning. Grammar will come naturally when you listen and repeat real sentences.
That's a great point. In fact, children don't study grammar first. They listen, repeat, and understand through examples. You can do the same as an adult learner.
So, to summarize this part, start with sounds, basic words, and short sentences. Focus on listening and pronunciation, not perfection.
Yes, if you can hear English clearly and say it confidently, you're already building a strong foundation.
Beautiful. And once that foundation is strong, you'll find it much easier to move to the next step, building a daily English routine. So now that you know the basics, the next step is building a daily English routine. Bill, this is where most learners struggle. They don't know how to stay consistent.
You're right, Sarah. Many people study a lot for 2 or 3 days, then stop for a week. But real progress happens when you do a little bit every day. Even 10 minutes of English daily is more powerful than 2 hours once a week.
Exactly. I always tell my students, make English part of your life, not just a subject. For example, when you wake up, you can listen to a short English podcast or watch a 1-minute video.
Yes, or you can change your phone language to English. That's an easy trick. You'll see words like settings, messages, photos, and without studying, you start learning new vocabulary.
That's a great idea. And another simple routine is keeping a small English notebook. Every day, write 3 new words and 1 short sentence with each word. It only takes 5 minutes, but it helps a lot.
I love that. Also, listening is something you can do anywhere on the bus, while cooking or walking. Just play simple English audio and let your brain absorb the rhythm of the language.
Yes, exactly. You don't always need to study. Sometimes just exposing yourself to English, hearing it, reading small texts, or repeating short phrases builds your skills naturally.
That's so true. And for people who say, I don't have time, I'd say combine English with your daily life. For example, when you make tea, say in English, I'm making tea. When you go outside, say, I'm walking to the shop.
Perfect. That's real-life practice, simple, natural, and effective.
So, friends, your goal is not to study for long hours. Your goal is to make English a daily habit. Even small steps, taken every day, lead to big progress.
Absolutely. And in the next part, we'll talk about how listening and speaking practice can help you grow even faster. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful ways to learn English through listening and speaking. Bill, I always tell beginners that listening is where everything starts.
You're absolutely right, Sarah. Listening is like planting the seed. When you listen to English every day, even if you don't understand everything, your brain slowly gets used to the sounds, rhythm, and natural flow of the language.
Exactly. At first, you might only understand a few words. But if you keep listening, suddenly you start recognizing phrases like, "How are you?" "Good morning, thank you." That's how language learning really works.
Yes. And after listening comes speaking, but many beginners are afraid to speak because they think they'll make mistakes. The truth is, you have to make mistakes to learn. It's completely normal.
That's so true. One great technique is shadowing. It means you listen to short English sentences and repeat them immediately like an echo. For example, if you hear, "I'm drinking coffee," you repeat it right away. "I'm drinking coffee."
Exactly. Shadowing helps your mouth and brain work together. You learn pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence all at once. And you can do this even when you're alone.
Yes, you don't need a partner to practice speaking. You can speak to yourself, describe what you're doing. I'm washing dishes, I'm opening the window, I'm going to bed. This kind of daily self-talk really helps.
Absolutely. It's like training your brain to think in English. And the more you listen and repeat, the faster your speaking improves naturally, without pressure.
Exactly. So remember, listeners, focus on listening first, repeating second, and speaking a little every day. That's the real secret to developing fluency from zero.
Well said, Sarah. Listening and speaking are like two wings of a bird. You need both to fly in English.
So now that we know how to listen and speak daily, let's talk about something really important, choosing the right learning materials. Bill, a lot of beginners get confused because there are so many English resources online.
Yes, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest mistakes beginners make. They try to use difficult books or advanced videos, and then they feel lost and give up.
Exactly. If you're just starting, begin with easy and simple resources. For example, short YouTube videos made for beginners, children's English books, or even easy English podcasts, like this one.
That's right. Start small and clear. It's much better to understand 80% of something simple than 10% of something hard. Understanding builds confidence, and confidence keeps you learning.
Beautifully said. And one more tip. Repeat your favorite content many times. Watch the same short video or listen to the same podcast again and again. Repetition makes English stick in your mind.
Yes! So remember, friends don't rush. Choose easy, interesting, and clear materials. The easier it feels, the faster you'll learn.
Perfect advice. In the next part, we'll talk about what common mistakes beginners should avoid when learning English. Now let's talk about something really helpful, the common mistakes that beginners often make when they start learning English.
Yes, Sarah. I think the biggest mistake is trying to be perfect. Many learners don't want to speak until they can say everything correctly, but that's impossible in the beginning.
Exactly. Perfection is not the goal. Communication is. You learn faster when you speak freely, even if you make mistakes. Remember, mistakes are your teachers.
That's so true. Another common mistake is focusing too much on grammar. Some people spend months studying grammar rules, but still can't speak a full sentence.
Yes, grammar is useful, but in the beginning, it shouldn't be your main focus. It's better to learn simple sentences through listening, and speaking grammar will come naturally over time.
Absolutely. And here's another mistake: using too many resources at once. People watch 10 different YouTube channels, download 5 apps, and end up confused.
That's so true. It's better to pick one or two good resources and stay consistent with them. Simplicity helps your brain focus and remember better.
Exactly. So, friends, don't chase perfection. Don't stress about grammar. And don't overload yourself with materials. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and enjoy the process.
Perfect summary, Bill. And next, we'll talk about something very powerful: motivation and real-life application of English. Now that we've talked about mistakes, let's focus on something that keeps learners going: motivation and using English in real life.
Yes, Sarah. Motivation is like fuel. Without it, even the best plan won't work. One way to stay motivated is to set small, achievable goals. For example, learn 5 new words a day, or speak 1 sentence in English every morning.
Exactly. And don't wait for perfection to practice. Use English in your daily life. Even small things count. You can greet your friends in English, write your shopping list in English, or even think in English for a few minutes.
Absolutely. And another tip: celebrate your progress. Every new word you learn, Every sentence you can say is a step forward. Reward yourself and feel proud.
Yes, motivation also comes from seeing real-life benefits. When you use English to chat with someone online, watch a movie, or understand a song, you feel the joy of learning. That feeling will make you want to continue.
Exactly. So remember, Friends English is not just a subject to study. It's a tool you can use every day. Apply it, enjoy it, and stay motivated.
Perfect. And in the final part, we'll summarize all the key tips and give you the final encouragement to start your journey confidently. Wow, what a journey today! Let's quickly summarize everything we talked about for beginners starting English from zero.
Yes. First, we talked about the beginner's mindset, believe in yourself, be patient, and embrace mistakes as part of learning.
Then we move to the basics, listening to English sounds, learning simple words, and practicing short sentences.
Next, we discussed creating a daily routine. Even 10 minutes a day of listening, speaking, or reading consistently makes a huge difference.
We also talked about listening and speaking techniques, like shadowing and self-talk, to train your brain and mouth to use English naturally.
And remember, start with easy resources, avoid common mistakes, like chasing perfection, and use English in real-life situations to stay motivated.
Exactly. And most importantly, start small, stay consistent, and celebrate every little progress. Learning English is a journey, not a race.
Yes, friends, you can do this. Take your first step today, repeat one phrase, listen to one short audio, or write one new word, and you'll be on your way to fluency.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the English Learning Podcast. Remember, learning English from zero is possible for anyone, including you. Keep practicing, stay positive, and never give up.
That's right. We hope you feel motivated to start your English journey today. Don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast with friends, and stay tuned for more helpful episodes.
Until next time, happy learning and keep speaking English.